Welcome to this short video review. I'm going to talk about Contessa QR mounts for drop barrel rifles. Even though I have two mounts here that look really similar, but honestly speaking they are different because they're made for bolt action and semi-automatic rifles. I will speak also about the differences between these two, but Contessa's first I would say application of this system of clamping and producing of this repeatable mounts was for drop barrel rifles, because we know Contessa is a company from Italy, from northern part of Italy, really close to Lago di Garda. And in Italy, drop barrel rifles are really popular. We know all the Betensoli models and Sabatti models and Fair models and so on. There is really a lot of drop barrel rifles, and they share a common way to mount optics on them. And this is that they have a 12mm dovetail on top with a small notch for the recoil stopper. And you can see this on this mount, that it clamps on 12mm dovetail, and then you have a recoil stopper here that goes inside. So Contessa started their production of quick release mounts for drop barrel rifles, and they offer 100% repeatability. Later, they also decided to produce quick release mount of the same type for other rifles. And what they did, we have a separate video about that mounts. They produce 12mm dovetails for all those rifles, for all semi-automatic and bolt action rifles. This one is for Sacco 85, but they have hundreds of these models. So they basically converted bolt action rifles that they have the same mounting platform as Italian drop barrel rifles. What's the difference? The difference is that mounts for drop barrel rifles are shorter, and the area in which they clamp the dovetail is much shorter than, let's say, on this mount, which is made for bolt action rifles. You can see it here. Even though if you are really looking close, you see that the parts itself are the same, but you see that the mount is much longer. The bolt action mount is at least 1 or 2 centimeters longer. And that is the difference. The whole principle of how they work, it's completely the same. And this is also the reason why, even if you have a mount which works on a drop barrel rifle, it will still work also on all of their 12mm dovetails made for semi-automatic and bolt action rifles. The other way around, if you use this mount on a drop barrel rifle, it can happen, it's going to be too long. This is something it can occur. So this is the reason why you have to choose carefully when you're buying a Contessa mount and you're deciding which one to go. So this one is for drop barrel rifles, this one is for bolt action rifles, bolt action rifles. Okay, but let's speak about the mounts themselves. The drop barrel rifles, because they are not coming together with a dovetail, are a little bit cheaper. So we're talking around 350, 340 euros, while these mounts are usually around 400 euros because they include the dovetail for your rifle. But even for drop barrel rifles, you're able to choose all the options Contessa is offering. So the ring option mount, which comes with many different rings, so 1-inch rings, 30mm rings, 34mm rings, 36mm rings, and 40mm rings. So for all possible combination of the scopes. The only dimension missing is 35mm rings, which is logical in a way, because scopes with 35mm rings, you will never use them on a drop barrel rifle. They also produce versions of this mount for Swarovski SL rail, like this one, or Zeiss ZM-VM rail, so a rail standard which is used by Leica, by Zeiss normally, Noblex, Steiner, Meopta, and many others. Then they produce mounts for red dot sights. So this one is for doctor sight. They also produce one for A-point micro. And they also produce mounts for all the pulsar digital optics. So like pulsar trail or digisight. and ATN optics, and also I think Yukon photon optics and so on. So for all night vision modern optics and ATN models and so on. So if you check the catalogs, you'll see really a wide array of options. What they have in common is that this clamping mechanism can be regulated on this side, on the left side. So here you have a safety screw which you need to unscrew, and then you regulate the clamping force here. Like I already mentioned, it's 100% repeatable, and it has also a locking function for this lever. So you have to push this button down to be able to open it, and when you push it back, it locks automatically, and it offers normally 100% repeatability. Okay, because I already did the video about this quick release mounts, and this is just a separate video which shows what are the differences between drop barrel rifles and bolt action rifle mounts. The only difference is in length. I think I can just do the summary at the end and go through what is positive and what is negative. So first of all, what in my opinion is really positive is the fit and finish and all the amount of effort that went into details. You see that all the edges are rounded and soft, and really superb fit and finish and build quality. Really, really superb. And this is something what Contessa is famous for. The second thing, what I also think is positive, is that the mechanism with this lever looks well on drop barrel rifles. So there is no, I would say, on bolt action rifles, this system doesn't look not even half as good as it does on drop barrel rifles. So it's almost ideal for drop barrel rifles, while on bolt action rifles it's so-so, I would say. It's also quite high on bolt action rifles or semi-automatic rifles, while on drop barrel rifles, because they have a flat top, the dovetail on drop barrel rifles it's completely flat until the end. So they start at around 12 millimeters of height, or I will check this one, maybe even higher. Yeah, 12.5, I would say. So I can try it again. I think around 12 millimeters. Yeah, 12.5. I would say this is ideal height, because honestly speaking, anything what is going to be lower, your objective bell on your scope will hit the rifle. So because this mount was designed primarily for drop barrel rifles, I think it's ideal on them. But when they adopted it for bolt action rifles, and they even adopted this system on Blaser rifles, like here, on bolt action rifles and on Blaser it's a little bit high, but on drop barrel rifles it's just perfect. What could have been done better? This is my last part, and honestly speaking, it's really hard to find something. Maybe this lever and this part could be even smaller, even more elegant, even though it's enough elegant even now on drop barrel rifles. And that's it. It's really hard for me to find anything else that I would say it could have been done better. I also think that even though these are quite expensive mounts, 350 euros is not cheap by any measure. Still, the fit and finish and the quality and all the materials used, the price is fair, I would say, and it's the value that you're getting is more than enough. Also, the used materials, well, I mentioned that the mounts are made primarily out of high quality aluminum, but all the parts where it's necessary and all the parts where it connects to the rifle are made out of steel. So you have a combination of aluminum and steel, again something very positive. So you have a lower weight, but at the same time the reliability, it's not compromised. So it will work as designed. So thank you for watching. If I forgot something, if you have any additional comments or any video suggestions or something like that, please use comments. If you like our videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's of great help. You cannot imagine how much it helps if you subscribe to our channel, and it gives us motivation, and it gives us all the possibilities to grow this channel and to bring you new content, new videos and new value. Thank you.